Hey guys, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm out in the woods. And I've come to my local woods and I want to do a environmental product shot. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, and I just think it's something that you guys can do to actually create some great product images that are in an environment. If you don't have a studio or you don't have you'll feel that it's a tad bit cold today, which is absolutely fine. I've brought 3 different bottles with me. I've cleaned the back of the labels off so there's enough light coming through. Also, I'm going to be using my AD600 GODOX a light on a light stand and a newer softbox that's going to go along with it. The point of today is just to, I think, to do a nice environmental product shot. Like I said to you, I'm in my local woods. I found this nice patch of woods where I can put the bottle on. I've got some logs over here to my right that has got some green moss on that'll work well with the green bottle. I do apologize for any outside noise. There's a train going by because we're not too far from a train track, but I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum. Like I said, the softbox I use is the newer softbox. The reason why I bought this specific brand is this can be adjusted and can be turned whenever it needs to be turned, but also it's just pretty much click it and it opens, so it's actually fantastic for traveling with. It's not a massive softbox like a lot of other softboxes that you get, and this is more of an Octabox, should I say. So that's my softbox that I use. So my camera of choice that I use is the Sony A7R III. Love this camera, a real workhorse when it comes to product photography. I'm shooting this video on an A7 III. That is my main film camera that I'm using. I'm using the GODOX X1T wireless trigger to go with my my AD600, and that works perfectly fine together. So I'm starting this photo session with the bottle of Hibiki. I've removed the label at the back because I just don't want to have a black spot in the bottle. I've done a fire shot with the 35mm that I had on. I've removed the 35mm and I've put my 90mm macro on. Let's give it a try and see how that works. So the way I've set this up is I saw a nice bit of mold over here, and I've placed the bottle on top of this moss, mold, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to be shooting backwards into the back of the trees. So I've got my AD600 on its light stand, pointing at roughly about 45 degrees down on the bottle to the side of the label to make it look nice. So my initial shots with the 90mm is looking very, very good. My background is quite dark. I'm just going to lighten that up with a bit of an ISO and push that up. But at the moment, I think I'm quite happy with the shots that I'm getting, and I feel that it's a good vibe coming from it. What I am going to do now, which I'm seeing from my photos, it's something I should have picked up right from the onset, but I didn't, is I'm actually going to move my light to the left of the bottle. The reason is because we read from left to right and not right to left. So at the moment I'm highlighting the right side of the bottle. So the right side of the bottle is getting highlighted correctly if it was Japanese, because that is how the writing would read. So I'm going to move it that way and give it a gradient full that. So one thing I am noticing off the back is that because I'm not shooting with my tripod, I can't level the shots as perfectly as I want. I'm doing different kinds of shots, so I'm doing horizontal as well as vertical. This gives you a little bit of variation. And also what I've done is, the way the bottle's sitting there is on this little bit of a hill, which is a beautiful little hill, and it's played perfectly into what we're trying to achieve here, is that I'm actually shooting up at a little bit of an angle to make this bottle look heroic. You want to make it look absolutely gorgeous. That is the whole point of it. And that's the way I like to shoot. Seeing another tree stump here that I'm liking, so I'm going to try that. I'm going to swap the bottle out quickly with a bottle of Jack Daniels and a bottle of Glenfiddich. Anyway, so I've got 2 other bottles. I'm going to give them a try quickly and see how they go. Also, another thing, don't forget to bring a like tissue or rag or something to bring with, because when you touch the bottles, your fingerprints will leave marks on the bottle. So I always try and keep them clean for the photo. Yeah, don't be worrying about that I'm using an 8600 for this. You don't need an 8600, you can use a Speedlight. Speedlight will give you the exact same thing as this. The one thing I will tell you that I am noticing already from these photos is that the liquid is quite dark in them, so I will have to do some post-production in lightening them up because I've only got one light. So I'm now done with this location here that I'm shooting on. I'm going to move over to like a tree log or something like that just adds a little bit more character. So yeah, see how that goes. I'm swapping over to my 7200 lens right now. I know that a lot of photographers might have this lens, they might have an f4 version, but there are a lot of photographers that have a 7200. You'll find that majority of photographers always have a 24-70, 7200, and those are the two lenses that they pack. On the other hand, I shoot prime, and I shoot with a lot of prime lenses. This is my only zoom lens that I actually own out of all my lenses. And yeah, I thought I'd give you guys a couple of photos from the 70-200 and show you how that looks. One other thing you'll see that I'm busy doing when I set my bottles up, because it's easier to move the bottle, because it's a moving environment here, not like in a studio you want your set to stay put and you don't want to move your set in any way, you move your lights. Here I'm keeping my lights solid because it's in a good place, it's not falling over, so I'm just moving my bottles ever so slightly. So I found myself another spot over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll move my camera down quickly. Oh, you can see it. Oh, can you see? As you can see, it's going down a hill, a little mound or whatever the case may be. And I found this another mound with the green moss. The reason why I've chosen this spot is because it's got this green ivy behind it. I'm not shooting down, so you can't see the stream that's running behind it. Once again, I'm shooting it up, making it a hero image, and just making it look good from that angle on that green moss. I've put my light behind the bottle this time, just to light up the mound that the bottle is on. The bottle is still getting light. It's a fall off gradient on the end of the lights. I'm feathering it. Yeah, and I'm just trying to make the bottle look as heroic as possible on this little mound. So yeah, I hope this is helping you guys in creating great product images. You don't need to go out to a 10,000 square foot studio and create great images. You can come into your local woods. So even swapping spots, I'm still shooting with the 7200 with the flash. And my power settings on my flash, by the way, is 1/128th of a second. So it's really down on the power. It's pretty much on its minimum power setting. Because I'm trying to encapsulate the environment lighter as well. So the way that I'm shooting the Glenlivet bottle is it's going to pose some challenges when it comes to post-production. I am getting, because the shape of the bottle, I cannot control all the light, I can only control that light. So I'm getting a lot of white spots. It'll mean that I'm going to have to do some post-production work in getting it down to that. So the way that I do that now is I'll take the exact same photo pretty much without the flash. So I'll do two shots pretty much side by side, one with the flash, one without the flash. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to use my phone quickly and take a couple of shots with my phone. Unfortunately, I can't trigger the flash while I'm using my phone, but I just want to show you guys that you can actually use your phone, come out with a bottle and actually take some great product photos of any product that you might have put in an environment. So we're finished here now. I've gotten the shots that I wanted, one on that heap, one on this moldy heap over here, and I'm going to head back to the studio, do some editing, and let's have a look at what those images look like once they've been edited and put together. Back to the studio. Well, you agree with me, that was quite exciting doing all that shooting out in the woods. We're back in the studio now. I just wanted to give you a quick deconstruct of what transpired during that session. So we found a nice area to do the photography in. I utilized that area, I utilized the light. Today was actually very overcast, but it just wasn't raining, which was a bonus. I think we've got some great images. You should start seeing some of the images pop up on the screen now. I've given them a light edit. Some of them I've had to manipulate. The ones, if you remember in the woods where I was talking earlier, where I said I'm going to do a lot of post-production, I've decided not to do the post-production on that and actually just focus on doing a light edit and producing that. So if you enjoyed this video, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. Now that I'm doing this full time, I'm going to try and produce 2 to 3 videos a week. And yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoy the kind of content that I'm creating. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.